Morning. How are you guys doing? Hey, you guys, you all came to church this morning. You know what? That's what Jesus did in today's gospel reading. He went to the temple. It was kind of like going to church. It was a special place that people went and they prayed there and they gave thanks to God. And when they came in, they also did what a lot of people did. They made offerings. Back like we have the offering plate in the back, right? Here was the problem, though. When people were doing that, they usually had coins that looked just like this. Can you guys see this coin? This is a coin that people would have back in those days. And you know there's a picture on this coin. You know who that is? You know who that is? That is the Caesar. He is the king. He is the Roman emperor. And you know what the Roman emperor thought? He thought he was God. He decided that he was a god and he made people worship him. Was he really God? No. He was not really God. But the Roman emperor wanted to be worshipped like a god, so when people came with this coin and they wanted to make an offering in the temple, they said, you know what? If we bring this coin inside the temple and we put the emperor in the temple, it's like him going to God. Is that polite? That is not polite. So what they did was they would take this coin and they would change it. Like when we go to a different country and somebody would give them a different kind of coin to bring in so they wouldn't have to bring this coin in. So that was something that they should do, right? That was the thing, because in the Old Testament we just read, in the Ten Commandments, it said you don't bring in these kinds of people that think that they're God. You don't bring those kinds of images into the temple. So that was important. The thing was, this became such a big deal that people forgot that the reason they were there was to worship God, not to just mess with money. And that's what was making Jesus all upset. So he went, oh man, you shouldn't be doing this stuff. And he turned over the tables that had the money on it, and he drove out the animals that they were selling for sacrifice and things like that. Not because those were necessarily bad things, but because people made a big deal of something that got in the way of worshiping God. And Jesus said, when we come to church and when we're actually living our lives, our most important thing is that we should focus on God and not the other stuff. And that's what was happening in today's reading, okay? Let's say a prayer. Can we say a prayer? Dear God, thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving us and always being near you. And near us, and always being near us. Help us to focus on you. Help us to focus on you and not on all the other stuff. And not on all the other stuff. Amen. Amen. Thank you guys very much for coming up.